In today's video, we're going to unbox this Mastercraft 8-gallon air compressor that I bought. This is not a product placement thing. This is just the air compressor I bought to do some projects. We're going to see what's in the box. Going to run through how to use it. And it's July of 2019. Over the summer, I'm going to use this for some various different projects. And if I have any problems with it, I'll update the comments down below the video. See what we got inside here. All right, that's our manuals, always good. Handle. And looks like our compressor. So I'm just going to cut this box away from it. Actually, stop this for a second. I'm going to lift it out of there just in case there's something wrong and I have to take it back. Get our wheels. There's the unit itself. I'm going to have a little look through this and then we'll put it together. Installing the air filter, just a matter of threading it in there. Done. Our instructions tell us to check the operation of the safety valve, which is right here by our regulators, by pulling it out. Make sure that it operates. Now this compressor's never been on and you can actually hear some air in there escaping. So it operates freely. Test that. There's a break-in procedure for this unit and I've got it plugged in now, so plug it in and make sure it's off. Off is this position, 0 down. Next step for the break-in procedure is to open the tank drain valve down here by turning that counterclockwise. Next, we turn the air pressure regulator knob counterclockwise until it can't go any further. Then we turn the unit on and let it run for 30 minutes. So after this button goes, I'm going to turn off the camera and we'll come back and shut it down in a half an hour. And that's the end of the break-in. Ran for at least 30 minutes. And now, close this drain valve by turning it counterclockwise. Now that our air compressor has run through the break-in phase, we're going to turn it on with our on-off button up there. What we're going to see is the air pressure here is going to go way up. That's going to be the pressure in the tank, and we won't see anything happen here because this is the output, and we're going to control that via this control here. and when we open this up, we'll see the pressure go here, but we'll have to connect something because we don't actually have anything, any tools to connect it to. We'll do that in the next few minutes. Our air compressor is up and running, but we have no means of actually connecting anything to it and no tools. So you're going to want to pick up something like this. I got this thing, I think it was on sale for like $25 at Canadian Tire. It's got the hose, it's got your unit for putting air into your tires, it's got your air pressure gauge, all the couplings you're going to need, Teflon tape. Anyway, it doesn't have to be this kit, but something along these lines, and you'll have your little accessories to do something with your compressor. I'm going to connect this air chuck up to our coiled pressure hose there, just to show you the basic idea how this goes. So we have all these couplings here, and you don't want to be disconnecting these all the time. So generally what you're going to do is connect one up and it's going to stay on the tool. So the air chuck in this case. So you take some of your Teflon tape. Where's the end of that? Right there. And you're going to wrap it around the thread of whatever to connect to whichever tool you want to. This just keeps the air from leaking out. Don't have to use that much of it generally. Oh, that's getting a little bit messy there. I may redo this, but no, it should be alright. I just want to show you what we're getting at here. So, here's our air chuck. You take this, and this is going to stay on there, and it's going to just make for a quick and easy connection. Tighten that up. What do we got here? That's a 5/8 on that side. And a 9/16 here. Tighten those together. We don't have to go too crazy as far as the tightness goes. There we go. So, this coupling is going to stay on there. Now, here's how these connect up really quick and dirty. And this is what makes it so convenient. To pull this down, push your tool in there, release that up. That's connected. So, what we're going to do, this hose, by the way, is good according to what's marked on it there for up to 200 psi. So that's generally going to be way more than the average do-it-yourself guy is going to require. So here, this hose is going to stay permanently connected with that quick connect I just showed you there. There we go. Be a little bit more careful than I'm being here with the Teflon tape. I just don't want you to have to watch this process too long. There we go. And thread this on there. Now, I'm not sure if those wrenches are the same size here. I think I may need a bigger one for that. Anyway, you get the idea. So, the great part about this is I leave that on my air hose, and then I can have multiple different tools and just take one off or connect one or disconnect one very quickly just by pulling this back, push this in, release that. There. Now, I'm going to put another connector on the other end here. Now, my connection at the air compressor is going to be slightly different. We can see we have the same setup here, but as far as a quick connection to this, I need a different fitting, which was in that kit. We noticed that with our air chuck, there was an outside thread here to connect to our tool. I want, as far as connecting to the compressor, I want the inside thread, or the female coupling. Because what we're going to do is, on that end of our hose, because I want to be able to just connect this quickly, quick and dirty, put that in there and connect like that. If I want to disconnect it. So again, I take this off. I'm going to put some Teflon on here, screw it back on, and then we'll be able to connect this up nice and quick to the compressor. And there's our Teflon tape. Take our fitting female coupling there, connect it up the same way as we did before with the other one. If I can get that wrench on there. Let's see, that's the wrong wrench. Anyway, illustration purposes, and now you can connect that end of the hose up quick and dirty like that. And to put pressure on this chuck, we now can operate this clockwise, and we should see pressure coming out there. So, reading the gauge, I get about 75 psi on that now, and this is what I was talking about. Even just putting that on hand tight, there's no leak there. I will tighten that up a little bit though. And release the pressure counterclockwise. Once you start accumulating some tools for your air compressor, you're going to set up however is easiest for yourself. For instance, I've got a hose reel because I want a lot of hose if I'm painting something like I was today. So I've got the hose reel, the output of the compressor here, connected up into my hose reel, and then my long hose coming off of there. You're going to want your coupler on the end of your hose, your air hose, because that's where you're always going to be connecting things to. So, and then you're going to want your connector on the end of the tools. Most of your tools, you'll probably end up just putting a connector and leaving it on there, like this connector here. Once you're finished using your compressor for whatever job it is that you're doing, which in my case is painting, we can see there's still pressure on my paint gun here. You're going to shut things down something along this fashion. First, you're going to turn off the pressure to your tool, which in this case, as I said, is a paint gun. And you're going to do that. Hopefully you can see the pressure is still on the tool. It's around 25 psi. So you're going to turn this counterclockwise. And that releases the pressure to the tool. And by pulling that in on the paint gun, we can tell there's no pressure on the air tool anymore. However, there is still pressure in the tank. And I'm going to try to zoom in a little bit. Oh, that's 125 psi. So, turn off the air compressor. It is now off. And if you watch this needle, as I release the air pressure here in the tank, we'll see this go down. And that And because we put a connector on the end of our air tool, it's right easy to remove it, like so. I just used the new air compressor to completely spray the exterior of the vinyl on this camper with waterproofing, which is in the spray gun. The compressor ran great, so no problem so far. As I mentioned, I will update in the comments below if I run into any severe issues with that air compressor. Thanks for watching.